growing up, well, maybe not growing up, as soon as I hit my teen years, I started learning about Stephen Hawking. And when I found out about, I was like, what is it that he has exactly? ALS, what is that? Spent a long time figuring out what ALS is. A lot of people don't really live for as long as he did, those who have ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease. But Stephen Hawking sure, made our jaws drop when we found out he's alive after all this time with ALS. As the years passed, by the time I graduated high school, I was like, how is Stephen Hawking alive? He made cameos on The Big Bang Theory. He did a lot of cameos in a lot of pop culture programs that we saw or may not have seen. But I sure do remember his cameos from The Big Bang Theory. He was a frequent guest star, that's for sure. When I first saw Stephen Hawking, I was 11 years old. And when I saw him, I was just like, that was the first time I heard of ALS, by the way. I was just like, wow, he's able to talk to us. I mean, I like a statement that he said in a documentary, the intro to a documentary that he did. In my mind, I am free. That was a quote that he said in a documentary, an introduction to a film that he made. And it just opened it did open my mind. I was just like, he's right. Even though he can't move physically, his mind is still very much alive. And he can think, he can learn, and he can still talk. Well, he could speak through the help of a computer. At the time, in the early days of when he used his computer, I saw bits and pieces of The Theory of Everything, and I gotta say, The Theory of Everything was really, really convincing. I thought that Eddie Redmayne was Stephen Hawking. In fact, Hawking himself thought that he was watching himself, watching the film. I think the message that Stephen Hawking leaves behind, or left behind, is that even if you're sick or not sick, you can still accomplish so much success, no matter what the cost. It doesn't matter if you've lost an eye, tooth, limb, maybe even if you hurt your face to the point where you know what I mean. It doesn't matter. You can still be yourself. You can still learn and accomplish a lot of great things. And the message that Stephen Hawking leaves behind is never give up. And towards the end of his life, we've all respected him. When he died, I was very heartbroken because I just knew how long that he had lived with Lou Gehrig's disease. I mean, sure, we knew that he was going to die eventually, but we just didn't know it was going to be that sudden. Like, just boom, like that. I get a text from a family member, and it was, oh, what is this? Oh my goodness, Stephen Hawking dead? Oh my goodness. I was stunned. But then at the same time, I had to remind myself, hold on a minute, he had ALS, right? And you can only live as long as you can with ALS. He was 76. To me, knowing everything that he's been through, all of his research, all of his studies, he had an amazing life. He had a full life, I would say. That's what my father would say. I could hear my father saying to me, son, it's okay. He was 76 years old. He had a full life. I can say thank you, Stephen Hawking. Thank you so much for your lessons. Thank you for the inspirations. But most importantly, thank you for being a really good impact in my life. Your legacy will live on forever.